Hey guys, welcome back. Today we got a little deep dive on Shyne150. We're going to be taking a look at a little bit of a criminal history that's going on here, and a little reminder for anyone who has forgotten or wants to forget about the previous projects that he has been a part of in the Pokemon and sports card world. So let's start it off strong here with the Florida Department of Corrections, where we got some charges. We got some jail time, and we got some drug trafficking charges, which is pretty wild. That's probably not something you necessarily want on a hobby hero of sorts. Thank you very much to Sports Card Radio for sending this over to me. Much appreciated. If you forgot about it, this is the same Matthew Allen, the same Shyne. Again, doesn't like to use his actual name. Maybe a reason for that. But here he is with Logan Paul with the G.I. Joe case. Now, it is my belief, and if you watch through all the videos, that everyone involved in the transactions, all the way up to the top, was aware of what was going on here. That's my opinion. Form your own opinion. Here's the disclaimer for anyone who would like to pause the video and give it a read. But I'm here to present the information. I'm going to form my opinion. You form your own opinion. You provide additional details. You do whatever research you need to do to form your opinion. Wow. So we've seen in the past, we've seen quite a few of these little projects where Logan is working with people, and he likes to point the blame at the other people involved. Oopsie doopsie, I didn't know about a criminal past. Oopsie doopsie, I didn't know I was working with scammers. They did the scam. I'm just here for the ride. I didn't know they were going to scam everyone. And yes, we have the liquid marketplace, the same liquid marketplace that has been revealed and is being accused of fraud by the OSC. And who would have guessed that we have Logan Paul and our boy Shyne, Matt Allen, with two T's. It's weird to have one T in Matthew, but two T's in Matt. But maybe that's how he actually spells it. We have the Balilo Lajan. I'm probably butchering that name, but again, it's weird. It's weird to have somebody that is a celebrity type, or wants to be a celebrity type, that has a bunch of money, that flaunts the money, but doesn't say where the money comes from. So I don't know if the troubled past has continued. I don't know if he cleaned up his act and somehow just has millions of dollars. Your guess is as good as mine, but please leave those guesses down below. Most importantly here is the fact that, I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to have people who made a bunch of money, whether it was in an ethical or unethical way, whether it was against the law or not, who are going to buy a bunch of sports cards. They're going to flaunt their stuff. They're going to show off their stuff. They're going to be there with the big wigs. We got Fanatics Fest, a little bit of a celebrity athlete super meet and greet, super card show to the extreme, a new thing that happened this year. We got Fanatics Fest promoting Shyne150, which is a weird thing to do. You would think that you got to be very careful who you promote, especially if you're advertising the event. You're directing it towards kids, and you're going to showcase collections. You probably want to make sure that you're showcasing the correct people. And here they are saying, collecting community, double screaming whistle face. Shyne150 will have a $70 million public card display at FNYC for the first time ever. That's $1 million per card. Regardless of whether that evaluation is even close to what it should be, pay attention here. We have a Blowout Forums who had a little bit of a thread going. It's now deleted, where someone's saying Sports Card Radio targets Shyne150, Matt Allen. They're calling out saying, hey, where did his money come from? What's going on here? How is it that somebody's getting propped up in the way that he is, being advertised the way that he is, hanging out with celebrities the way that he is, with such a troubled past and a questionable acquisition of all these very expensive cards? Can't doubt them. Here we have him hanging out with Kevin O'Leary. You got to get on those private jets, just like we saw with the J-Boys when they're delivering the case. You got to hang out with Michael Rubin. Man, what do you got to do to get Michael Rubin to hang off you like that? Dang. Now, let's get into some details I think that are a little bit questionable, and that also lead me to believe that he knew what was going on with the G.I. Joe case, that he knew what was going on with Liquid Marketplace. I mean, I warned him about both. I warned him about the case. I warned Logan about the case. They opened the case. They said, hey, Rattle, you were so right. Thank you very much. You saved the day. But then I warned them about Liquid Marketplace 2 years before, something like 2 years, close to 2 years before it imploded on itself. And they were like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. Not a concern. The free advice that we got from this guy who's going to dig deep, going to do the research, he's warning us about another project that's going to fail. Purposely fail, in my opinion. And voila. So what do we have here? We got lots of pictures. But the weirdest thing here recently is the fact that we have Shyne, who is, he's sort of promoting BBCE. And yes, it's a promotion in a way. If you wanted to, you could take the picture. You don't have to take a picture of the baseball player wrap. And this is important because in conversations with me, he was flaming the living hell at a baseball card exchange and Steve Hart. But here he's taking a picture of a box with the baseball player wrap on it. You don't need to take a picture of the baseball player wrap. You can do it after you open it. You could do that. You could just avoid showing the baseball wrap. But here he is. He's just showing it off. He's still supporting the old BBCE. And I get it. There's probably no avoiding it at some point. If you want a certain product, it's probably got to have that wrap on it if you're going to open it anyway. But it's weird to be really showcasing the player wrap after he was like, oh, this no good dude shouldn't have authenticated this thing. When he's talking to me on the phone, when he's talking to me in DMs, but then his actions are a little bit different than what came from that. And here we have the iconic scene. We all got duped, agreed, where Steve Hart opens up the case. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened. I can't believe we got ripped off. Who would have thought? But now he's okay with showing off the BBCE stuff. And no one in the comments is like, by the way, isn't that the same wrap that was on the case that you opened that was fake, that was full of G.I. Joe cards? No one, does no one care anymore? Or everyone is just too concerned with, we got to make sure that we appease the people that are at the top? Does everyone forget? Is this a simulation? Do we all forget what's going on here? He was upset with the Pokaju. The Pokaju was supposed to be part of Liquid Marketplace. He got removed from Liquid Marketplace. He was a buddy with Ryan. Again, these guys are all connected together. And they all seem to have an excuse for how they're all going to get back together. They're going to be friendly with each other. So we have the Pokaju here who took a photo on the private jet, going to bring a real box. Again, he knows what a real box looks like. He owns one. He's opened tons of vintage. But here, you on the phone and in DMs, Shyne is pissed off. He hates the Pokaju. That's his username for clarification here. His self-given, self-used username. What the hell? Now you're taking a photo with him? And not just taking a photo with him that you're like, oh, maybe he won't post it or maybe he does post it and whatever. But you also reposted it. Like, you're not mad at him anymore? He's coming with you? Ship him out? Bring him on in. And I mean, that's kind of important too, because everyone that's involved here, other than Steve Hart, who's opening the box, is part of Liquid Marketplace. You got the Pokaju off screen to the left of Logan. They brought him. You got Logan. You got Shyne. You got him in here in the background. It's just Liquid Marketplace. So then they're going to try to hide the fact that it was going to be on Liquid Marketplace. Weird thing to be putting on Liquid Marketplace in a vault where potentially no one can ever open it, but you can sell fractional shares of something that isn't what it is. Seems like that was the plan to me. We have pictures. We've seen pictures. The Pokaju was supposed to be the advisor on this thing. He's going to close his eyes and pretend that he didn't see this stuff. We have a first edition box that's in with these other boxes. He was showing these pictures. There's times where they're talking about how they saw these things on video. The Pokaju can identify this fake stuff. He very much had the ability to do so. When it's blatantly fake, when there's weird things going on, he should have known the difference. Was he just there as an advisor to lend credibility to it, the same way that BBCE couldn't authenticate a single box of first edition base, but was willing to authenticate an entire case? That he can't see them. They're inside the cardboard box. Makes no sense. None of it makes any sense. And I think there's a reason for that. They were just trying to skirt along. Once it's in the vault, once it's authenticated and in the vault, no one can really ask questions at that point in time, right? So here we have Jacob and Jamil hanging out with Shyne. This is the transaction that took place. And again, everyone's going to... It turned into we need a scapegoat, so they all blame Jacob, essentially. Jacob doesn't want to talk. Did Jacob actually receive money? I think regardless of whether he received money and didn't pay it back, I still think they were all in on it. That's my opinion. Again, you form your own. But there's so many holes in the entire story. And there's so many, like, how did it fail at this point? That it would blow my absolute mind if they weren't all in on it from the beginning. And it was some ploy that they were all going to make money because they were going to sell fractional shares of something that was G.I. Joe cards that cost very little to put together, other than the fact that they got to put on some kind of production to assemble it all to make it look like it's a real thing, put it in the vault, big ticket item. That's not even really a big ticket item. We got the picture. Again, Jacob hanging out. They were buddy-buddy. Not buddy-buddy anymore. There's this weird thing where Shyne kept telling me that he was going to take legal action against Jacob. I haven't seen anything of the sort. I have yet to see a single document. He was like, oh yeah, maybe we can get a recording of like the actual proceedings. Jacob will be in court. It'll be real funny. He'll be crying or whatever. Where's the legal action? Same thing with the FBI. Like, I have contacts with the FBI. I talk to the FBI. I provide them with information. They watch my videos. Shyne claims that he was talking to the FBI about this, but wouldn't produce evidence that he was talking to the FBI. Said that he would, then said that he wouldn't. So, I would love to see the legal action taking it against Jacob, and whether that's to do with actually a fake case, or if that's to do with him accepting money and not paying it back. Because if you were all in on it, it's pretty tough to take legal action against somebody if you were scamming together. Again, it's hypothetical. And then you're like, oh, yeah, but he scammed me while we were scamming. That's a pretty tough case to win, I would think. Then we have recent times. So we had Jacob and Jamil. Jamil eventually paid it back. I guess he wasn't going to pay it back. He blocked me at the beginning. He's somewhat claiming that he got duped as well. Everyone got duped. We're going to blame it all on Jacob, but no one's taking any action against Jacob. At least from what I've seen. I haven't seen, other than some online bullying, some online harassment, and saying that Jacob wouldn't pay it back. Haven't seen anything else. Jacob kind of took off. Doesn't want to talk about it for some reason. Weird, right? The same Jacob that offered to pay me $500,000 to delete the video so that Logan couldn't open it on his personal account that then disappeared. So here we have it. We got Fanatics Fest. This was 3 weeks ago at the Fanatics Fest, and they're chummy. I get it. If he was like, oh yeah, I scammed you, whatever, but I paid it back. Are you taking photos? Are you getting touchy with each other? Does that make any sense to anyone? And it's just one of many examples. Why is not even a single person going after Justin Martin, the guy that likely put the case together, that had just the most bullshit of bullshit stories about how he got it, about how he had other cards, all the other ridiculousness. And at this point, they're still doubting whether or not the case is real. Like, you show them evidence that the person who originally sold this thing, you show them evidence that the case is wrong, that it's a copy, that it's essentially the barcode is wrong, all of this stuff. And then Logan and Shyne are going to talk to me on the phone, and they're going to be like, oh, are you certain? Are you sure that it's fake? I mean, at that point in time, no, you can't, you're not going to be able to put that in a vault and sell fractional shares, because there's going to be so much doubt online. And even though it's a fraction of the reach of what like a Logan video would do, it's still got quite a few eyes. For some reason, everyone forgets that Shyne was involved with that. I don't know how. Then we have Logan here with the just dropped $3.5 million on the sealed and authenticated box of first edition Pokemon cards. Sealed and authenticated. It is very authentic. Sure turned out that way. Which is interesting, because the call with Shyne that I had, and we'll play that right now for you guys, indicates that that sale was fake. So Logan essentially screwed Shyne over, according to Shyne. Now, I find it hard to believe that that's the case, since Shyne is still kind of hanging out and chummy with Logan. That Shyne got shafted on that, and then got shafted. He's claiming he got shafted on both ends. That's a lot of shafting. Let's listen to the call here where he essentially confirms that the $3.5 million sale was fake and that Logan did the old switcheroo on him, that he was going to have it on Liquid Marketplace, and that I guess he would get paid that way. He doesn't really know the details, which is also a little bit weird.
The second time I ever heard of who they were. The first time was when Logan says, I want to put it on this platform and I want to do this.
That was
and
like Italy time frame.
Yeah, so you are right, okay? I did not get paid by Logan the 3.5, okay? That is a fact. I don't know.
I could tell that because I heard it from elsewhere, but also just the fact that the way that you would word things about the transaction, it never.
Yeah, but I'm only doing it. Yeah. I'm only doing it for them because Logan, dude, they were supposed to pay me. He was supposed to pay me. It was 100% a deal.
So was it going to be Logan paying you, or was it like the platform was going to pay you?
No, originally, no platform existed. Okay, and it was just me and Logan. That's the only thing that I knew about. Like, it was me and him. We were doing a deal. He was paying me $3.5 million, and then when it came down to time to like finalize the deal, a curveball got thrown. He was like, "Hey, I would rather put it on here." So as he's telling me, in my mind, I'm thinking, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do with it. As long as I'm paying, you pay me the money. And then it turned into, oh, well, we're going to just put it on here, and then it's going to sell out and you're going to get paid. And now I'm not happy. At this point, I'm like, whoa.
So there you have it. Shouldn't, you would think he'd be pretty upset with everyone involved, but apparently not. Because at this point, later on, once the platform was announced, once the platform was public, I made videos for 2 years. For close to 2 years, showing how it was suspicious AF, sent him DMs, warnings, both to him and to Logan. Hey, Liquid Marketplace, it looks like a scam. Guys, you might want to take a look into this. Here's what I have. And again, it's like, that's the same like fake interest with the case where they're like, oh yeah, I didn't really watch all his videos. Oh, I only watched part of it. Like the half-ass credit from that stuff, just all of it. It just all adds up to my opinion being that they all knew about it. They all knew. I think they all knew. And I guess we'll see how that turns out, especially with the Liquid Marketplace stuff, where they're under fire now from the OSC. But is it going to be another one of those examples where Logan is like, oh, I didn't know they were scamming, and I just put my name all over it and enabled them to scam everyone. That's kind of what keeps happening with the other NFT stuff. If you haven't seen the CoffeeZilla stuff on that, on the old on the Dink Doink and on the Crypto Zoo, it looks like it's the same thing over again. Where, oopsie doopsie, I can't believe I did business with bad actors. But there are signs. If you look into it, you should probably be either yourself or someone else looking into who you're about to partner with, what you're about to put your face and brand all over. And if it's not just an oopsie doopsie, I didn't really know, guys. But regardless, they're pals. Now they're doing sports cards. Liquid Marketplace, if you guys haven't seen that series, essentially they're in hot water because it looks like the funds were being allocated to some things that were not the business. So, as predicted, it fell apart. They were both warned. Both Shyne and both Logan were warned by the same guy that provided a free service that probably just foiled a plan by everyone involved to screw over people by selling them G.I. Joe cards rather than anything else. So hopefully this was insightful. Hopefully I don't know if it's a case of people need to wake up and see what's going around, see what's going on. This is the same kind of like nonsense that happens in pretty well any industry. People like to turn a blind eye. People like to pretend that like bad things are not happening, if it benefits them. And that's the thing. You can't latch on to somebody that's if you're calling them out. And I think that's the biggest thing here. I think that's the biggest issue that we're seeing, and not just people not being aware. I mean, there are plenty of people, especially at the tippy top here, maybe on the fanatics end of things where maybe they're not aware of what's going on. Maybe they're not familiar with the fake case. Maybe they're not familiar with the fact that, like, hey, why is this guy opening BBCE wrapped stuff and advertising it, posting it on his Instagram? Maybe, geez, man, I don't get it. Please take care of each other out there. Don't fall susceptible to the tendies Stay away from the bad stuff. Remember the bad stuff. Remind people about the bad stuff because it makes it a safer place out there for everyone involved. That's what we're aiming for. Take care. Love you guys. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.